Hello guys! I will show you how to set up clothes inside the Unreal Engine using a Chaos Clothes plugin. Let's say we have our MetaHuman prepared. By the way, it's a default Victor model with some shoes attached. And we have some clothes. That it's perfect for Victor. And we want to attach it and simulate it, animate it inside the Unreal Engine. So let's do this. First of all, we need to enable Chaos Clothes add-on. Go to plugins, Chaos Clothes plugins, yeah. Just type Chaos, and here you are. You need to activate Chaos Clothes assets, and Chaos Clothes asset editor. That's it for our case. After that, you will be able to create cloth assets, cloth asset.
Yeah, let's call it.
Because we will do it two different ways. And Unreal Engine create for us data flow assets also. So now here we are. So let's start. Double click, and we are here. For this first one, we will delete everything here and create some simple setup. First node that we need, it's static mesh import, static mesh import. Yeah, here we are. And yeah, by the way, it's no details, it's here. So that stuff we don't care for now. Let's select our cloth. We can check it in 2D view and 3D view and even in 3D render. Yeah, it's exactly what I expect to see, but for now, yeah, it's okay. Next will be transfer skin weight. This is node that attach your cloth to the skeletal mesh. Transfer skin weight, and after that we need a skeletal mesh. Here will be our skeletal mesh. We need to change here collection scene to the skeletal mesh and select our mesh. In my case, it's I can use also combined skeletal mesh, but let's use this, just a body mesh. We can check, yeah. It works strange. You need to click somewhere in the data flow, and after that again click on the node, and you will see that everything works. What we need to change here, we need to change transfer method. In our case, it will be closest point on surface. Again, yep. Next node will be weight map. We will show what part we want to attach to the skeletal mesh and what will be simulated. Weight map. Okay, now we have our weight map here, and we can paint our weight. It's better to do in 3D view, and we can switch to wireframe, maybe wireframe lit, like this. We need a bit smaller brush size. And yeah, brush paint, okay, strange 1, too much, maybe 05. And here we go, like this. Now we're painting the polygons that will be simulating by Chaos Clothes. The black polygons will not simulate, and white will, what we paint with white will be simulated. Now we can switch to 2D view, change brush to smooth, make strength to 1, make it a bit bigger like this, and just smooth it like that. Okay, let's check in 3D view. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. And now we still need to write a name here, but I will tell about this later. We can just press accept and change to lit. And the next node we need is simulation default config. It's a node with all our main settings. I will tell you about density. Density is like how heavy is your fabric, and 35 it's like a silk, 1 it will be cotton, and 2 will be let's say leather. But it's very depends on your amount of your polygons and how dense your polygons are. That depends again. So next we need a simulation max distance.
Max distance.
This one, and here why we need here to write here max distance with the capital M and capital D without any space between words. Max distance. Now we need accept here and take this output, connect it to kinematics, or maybe not. No, definitely no. We need to connect this output to max distance weight map. To reveal here, you can show, hide everything. Okay, next. Simulation long range simulation long range attachment config. It's our next. And we will connect Kinematic Collider CD to, I guess, yeah, here. Next will be aerodynamic. It's just for simulating wind. We will do this later. Next will be simulation collision. Simulation collision config and simulation self collision config, but between them we need a set physics. So set physics assets here, I will tell you later about this, and self collision, not sphere but simulation self collision config. After that we need cloth asset terminal, and it will be the last in the chain. And here we are, we see our cloth right now. And to feel the wind, we can go to simulation aerodynamic config and change this to -8, for example. And as you see, it's flowing on the wind. But because there are no collider right now, this clothes just do not collide with the body. That's why we need set physics assets. And if we set our standard physics assets, we can do this. Let's say this is our standard physics assets, and you see how ugly it's look, because it consists from primitives, and yeah, and clothes collide with these primitives. If we go to simulation visualization and check collision, we will see this ugly looking thing. So to change it to collide with exact mesh, we need to change our physics body. And to do this, we need to go to content drawer. Here you see our physics assets. We will not change original one, we just duplicate this, call it somehow that we understand what it is. Phys, let's say Collider. Yeah, Phys Collider, and double click on this. And as you see, there are a lot of primitives here. What we need to do, we need to delete them. You can work with them, try to scale them and move it or whatever you want, but it doesn't help a lot. It's better to delete all of them. Here we are. And now we can press right mouse button and generate skinny triangle mesh. That's it. Now it would collide with this mesh. Press save, close this tab, and go again to our setup, and we can change physics body here. We call it Collider, Phys Collider. That's cool. Collider, and check. Yeah, it looks like it works. So to visualize all what we got so far, we need to go to preview details and find our mesh. It was Bodymesh. Here we are. We can change also here iteration count to, let's say, I don't know, 10. And as you see, simulation time here, it's until 20, it's okay, I guess. By the way, to see all this, you need to checkbox simulation statistic, and you will get all the statistic about your simulation. But what I want to talk about you, it's this interesting screenshot from Epic presentation. What they say, simulation mesh, it's okay for game 200 till 600 simulated vertices. Significantly more, around 1K, can require more complex, expensive setup. Yeah, that's true. So, for example, PS5 will take only 350 simulated vertices, no more, like CD clock, and mobile switch to 200. That's why you need to be careful about this, because right now, as you see in our case, it's almost 1,500. You can try to shrink amount of the vertices of the particles, but I will keep it as is. Simulation default config, max distance. Yeah, I will change this to, let's say, 40. Yeah, collision, self collision. Okay, so what we can do now, we can preview animation, arc, run arc wide, and now we have possibility to play animation. And as you see, it's not collide too good, very good enough. Yeah, it's penetrate through our collider. What we can do in that case, to solve this problem, we need a solver. It's additional node, solver. Before close asset terminal, you should set this solver and change, let's say, to 2 main iteration, and here substep 8, let's say, reset, and check how it works. It works a bit better, but yeah, it's not perfect. It's very difficult to get, and it's quite expensive for our performance. It will have drastically impact to our performance with this simulation time. More or less okay until 20, but everything what is more than 20, it's kind of That's how it works. So you can play with the solver settings and get better result. And maybe if you're using Chaos Clothes just for clock or cape, as usual people do, it will be okay. Keep in mind that you have to use less than 1000 vertices and it will work totally fine. So I'll show you a second setup and how to attach your Chaos Clothes setup to your third-person blueprint and check it inside Unreal Engine. By the way, it's a bit more complex setup, but actually it's much easier to create because Epic already gathered all the nodes that we need in the default example. And because this video become too long, it will be on the next video. I hope it was helpful and see you on the next video, guys. Bye!